I'm Batman! My feet are dropping! Alfred, help! Sir, I'm afraid I've contacted Wayne Enterprises Rocksteady Development Studios Technical Support Department, and unfortunately, they've put me on hold. I have a theory that the software has been poorly optimized, and will need a patch to stop your frames from dropping. Until then, sir, I'm afraid you'll have to do things the hard way. Hello, welcome to Recall Gaming Exploits. You've probably heard by now that Batman Arkham Knight is having a terrible launch because everyone's talking about it, and I'm going to do the same, which seems probably pointless, but fuck it, I want to talk about it because I bought the game and, well, obviously, having a bit of a bad launch, so let's go into it. I'm going to tell you what I think of the game, and I'm going to go through the problems one by one after that. The gameplay itself, when it's running smooth, seems solid. It's just what we would expect from a Batman Arkham series game. The driving is actually kind of cool. I actually do like the driving in the car. There was a chase scene right at the start of the game, which is awesome, and I'd love to have some sort of more elaborate or longer like chase scenes going on in the game. I'd love to see that, but obviously I haven't played that much of the game due to the problems. But yeah, that was great. And then the tank combat happened, and oh my god, it was boring. The tank combat is so pointless. It really doesn't need to be in the game. It seems like they tried to sort of shoehorn in a new gimmick just to keep people interested. Like, obviously you got the diehard fans that are going to buy the game anyway, but they need to attract the people that are not diehard Batman fans, and that was their way of doing it. And frankly, apparently it's overused later, so I'm not looking forward to keep having to do the same tank battles over and over again. It was really, I mean, I'm not going to say it was disappointing because I didn't expect much from it, but it is as boring as I thought. I mean, the controls are fine. It controls brilliantly. It's smooth when the frame rate isn't dropping, of course, but it's smooth. The combat makes sense, and you know, but it's just not fun, and it doesn't make sense. I don't care if the tanks are unmanned. I don't care if the drones are unmanned. I don't care if we're using non-lethal bullets. It's stupid, and it just doesn't need to be there. In my opinion, they just needed more of the same with minor improvements. Again, I mean, it's the end of the series that just tied up loose ends. This one's for the fans for the most part. I mean, if you're trying to attract new fans into the series at this point, this is supposed to be the last new trilogy. I'm not saying there's not going to be any more Arkham games after this, but I don't know, this just seems like a bit of a pointless time to be trying to drag new audience members into this particular franchise. Anyway, it's pointless trying to play the game at the moment with the frame dropping. You just can't enjoy it fully at all. For me, I'm running AMD. My specs are in the description. So the fact is, I can run this game. According to their specs, even their updated specs, they updated their specs just before launch, and I can run this game, apparently. But the fact is, I will be flying around smooth, like I literally start gliding, and also just tank to 10 FPS, and it will stay like that, and it will jump back up, and it will tank again. It's up and down, it's all over the shop. You can't exaggerate it. Of course, I can confirm that the FPS is locked at 30 FPS. The frame rate is locked at 30. You can unlock it. Just go to the config file like you would any other game. Just sort of change that sort of 3 to a 6 or to a 120 or to a 9999999, whatever frame rate limit you want. You can just set it like any other game. Obviously, the problem with that is it doesn't matter because you're gonna get frame drop no matter what rig you're running. The best case scenario I've heard is that people can barely get 60 and it will tank down to 40. Obviously, if you haven't got a smooth frame rate going on, then it will still feel a bit juddery when frames drop, even though it doesn't drop below 30. It's even got forced motion blur, so you can't even turn off motion blur within the game. So that's kind of horrible, especially when the frame rate starts tanking. That combined with motion blur, it's not a very nice looking screen on occasions. It's rather horrible. Once again, config files. You can change that. Shouldn't have to do it yourself. Should be an option in the options menu. Shouldn't have to go into the config files, but you can change it. In either case, it sort of seems very similar to what happened with me previously with Mortal Kombat X when that first launched. Yet again, another game published by Warner Brothers Games, and I had the same sort of thing for a couple of weeks, and then it got fixed through drivers and patches. There was loads of massive patches, so hopefully that they'll get that fixed, like this whole issue fixed within a few weeks. Batman fingers crossed. They've been okay with it. It's not the best, obviously, because it shouldn't be like this at launch to begin with. But they've been okay with getting things back up and running. And obviously, they had the same sort of issue with Arkham City, I've heard, back in the day. And they got that fixed eventually. Arkham Origins is another matter, but that's not a Rocksteady game. Even though apparently this has been... the port's been done by a third-party developer. So it's some other guys that have made the port, whilst Rocksteady have concentrated just making the game. But... yeah, it's just hassle. The thing is as well though, it's also a GameWorks game. It's got NVIDIA GameWorks on it, which is apparently what caused a lot of issues for The Witcher 3. So it's the second time I've heard about this thing being a game and causing issues. Now I'm not saying NVIDIA is a pile of shit, I'm not saying it's sabotage, I'm not saying fucking anything. I'm just pointing out the fact that these two games have that in the game. You got the hairworks, you got smoke and stuff, and it's apparently, well, two games have launched really badly. Obviously, The Witcher 3 is now smoothing out, and hopefully Batman will follow suit. But it's number 2 now, and if it happens again, like once or twice more, GameWorks games come out and they're tanking within the first like couple of days from launch, or a week, or however long, then I'm going to start getting suspicious as to what the fuck this thing is doing to the games at launch. Because, I mean, you can't just keep launching broken games. Sooner or later, you've got to figure out what's causing the problem and just alleviate it completely. I kind of suspect that this would happen because either Rocksteady or Warner Brothers published the new specs for the game. New recommended specifications you need to run the fucking thing like a couple of days before launch. Aside from that, I mean, I know I mentioned that earlier, but aside from that, they also never sent out any review codes for the PC. They got review codes for the PS4 and for the Xbox One, none for the PC. Lo and behold, it gets launched and it runs like a whole tanky piece of shit. Apparently one of Warner Brothers executives or representatives, marketing PR guys, whoever, I can't quote this, I saw this on a video, was on NeoGaf, and he has actually said that PC players are babies, and if you're having a PC, you should be able to configure INI files and fix the game yourself. And it's like, that's not the fucking point. We can do that. It probably will happen. There'll be some guy out there who'll fix the game for you. Then you'll block the patch because you're Warner Brothers, and then release your own patch based on the previous patch that got released by the community, and then that'll fix the game. Thing is, that might happen. Probably will. Something along those lines. But that's not the point. It shouldn't need to be done that way. I would have been happy waiting a week or two from the console launch date to the PC launch date to get a smooth running game. I had someone turn around to me earlier and say, oh, la 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 la, PC Master Race wankers, look at you, you're all stupid, you bought a fucking game on PC and don't run properly, but I'm playing it on my console and it's running fine. Yeah, it's fine, mate. Well done, congratulations, I'm glad you're playing the game, I'm glad you're enjoying it, well done. Regardless, it doesn't change the fact. I mean, if you want to go into PC console wars and this whole thing, one game doesn't make any difference, considering there's like 5,000 games on Steam, and then you got Origin games, then Uplay, then GOG, all those games. One game makes no difference, and the fact that one game is tanking a bit, we can wait and fix it, and then it will run fine, if not better than the consoles. And that's the way it's been for quite a while now. So I don't know. There's a lot of people giving out a lot of stick. There's a lot of abuse going towards developers, towards publishers, towards the PC fans, because there has to be a war between console and PC. Just whatever, just play on what you fucking like. But guys who are taking the piss out of PC guys for buying a game and then having a bad time with it, you're kind of dicks. I'm just saying, that's my opinion on the whole matter. But yeah, I mean, games have teething problems sometimes, but this is monumental and it shouldn't have happened. Not to this extent. I'm fine with there being a few bugs in games on launch, but yeah, it's just a terrible port. And whoever created the port for the PC for this game should never be allowed to make the port for PC games in future. Shouldn't happen. But like I said, we had the same thing with Mortal Kombat X. Apparently, Shadow of Mordor had some issues on launch week. I think I remember it having some issues as well. I mean, I don't really remember, to be honest. That became such a forgetful game by the end. And obviously The Witcher had GameWorks on it, that also had some problems. So there was, all the signs were showing that we was going to have issues. Just gotta hope that it gets fixed. Anyway, Thank you for watching Recoil Gaming Exploits. I hope that skit at the start of the video, it's the first time I ever tried to do a skit, wasn't too painful. Probably put everyone off for watching the rest of this video. But yeah, what can you do? I tried something new. God, try something new every now and again. Get out of the comfort zone. Yeah, stuff to ever tell you to do, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.